Okay, right. So we open a new file. So here we say new file in R script. This is my R script. This gives me a blank space here. If it's not clean, then I can wipe. This is a wiper. I can wipe it. And this is my environment. I can clean this environment also. Okay, so it's all clean now. So I go here and I'm going to learn R and certain features of R. So for example, in R, we say, we can type hello world, right? And if I run, it prints hello world for me. Run is done here, or I press command enter. I press command enter to run. Then I can do some mathematical operations. For example, I can say 5 plus 5. So when I say run, it gives me 10. It gives me 10 here, right? Then I can plot. I can do some plots here. Plot from 1 to 10, and I'm able to generate a plot here. And I can zoom in, and this is my plot. This is my plot from 1 to 10. Okay. Right. Then the output text in R use single or double quotes. It doesn't matter whether you use single or double quotes. To output numbers, just type the number without the quote. So when I use text, I type hello world. And when I type numbers, I just type numbers as they are. Okay. Then comments. So in R, if I want to say something, then I type a hash. So I say this line is now a comment line. It's not executed. So when I execute it, nothing happens. It's a comment line. Okay. And so I can write like this. We are learning R, and then I can write hello world. And then I run it. So hello world comes as an answer below, but we are learning R does not come because it's a comment, because I've given a hash in front of it. So it is a comment. I can also give comment here. I can say we are learning R, and only hello world will be, it's showing this also. Let's see. Yeah, so only hello world is printed. Okay. Then multi-line comment, I can do multi-line comment. So I'll have to write this is an example of multi-line comment, right? So this is an example of multi-line comment. So this doesn't get printed because that if I have to write 2 lines, then I have to both in front of both the lines I put a hash. Okay. Yeah, then it is a comment. It is not a function. It is not a command to R to run it. No, you can put it doesn't operate, right? Okay, so now let's do some creating. We will do some creation. So I write comment, create variables in R. We create some variables in R. So let's say name. So name is a variable. I save in name, a variable called name. I am saving the name John. I'm inverted commas. I'm putting the name John, right? And then I run it. So I put my cursor here and I go and say run, or I put my cursor and put command enter, and you can see at the bottom that it is run. Name John is printed, right? And I can save age. Now age is a number, so I'm saving it in the variable called age, and the number is say 25. Okay, so I'm saving it as age. So age is now 25 is now saved in age. Okay, and so if I wanted the output, if I say name and run, it gives me John. If I say age and run, it gives me 25 because 25 is saved in age and John name is saved in, it's a string. John becomes a string and age is a 25 is a number. Okay. Then I can concatenate also. So if I say text, if I say text is equal to, now I can say is equal to, or I can say this. I can have a arrow of symbol like this. Both mean the same thing. Personally, I prefer equal to. So I most like use equal to. So text is equal to say awesome. Some word. I've saved awesome word in text, right? And so I have to run this. So I run it. So now text awesome is saved in the word text, and I can say paste or paste. So it pastes together. Say paste. I say is awesome. So I say this comma and I say text. So it gives it. So it's R is paste. R is text. Error in paste. R is text. Test. Sorry, it should be test because it was not text in which I pasted. It was test. I wanted it to be text. So let me just reword it. T-E-X-T. Text. So now saving. Now I'll have to save again. So I'm now saving. Earlier awesome was saved in test. Now it saves in text. So here also I will change it to text. And then I run it. So R is awesome is printed. Right? So this is called concatenating elements. What is it called? I am concatenating elements. All right? Concatenating. Okay? Then I can also do numbers like this. So I can say, let's see, for numbers, the plus character works as a mathematical operator. Let's see what happens when I say, when I add. So I say number one is equal to 5 and number 2. What is number 1 and number 2? Number 1 and number 2 are variables in which the value 5 and 10 are saved. And when I say num1, see, whenever I have saved it, it gives me a drop down. So num1 plus num1 plus num2, right? And I run and it gives me it's giving me an error. Num1 does not find, so I did not run num1 maybe. So I run and I run this. I did not run num1. I ran only num2. So it was not saved. So it gave me an error. So I went back and I ran num1 is equal to 5, num2 is equal to 10. And then when I added, it gave me 15. Okay, so this is how we add. And so if I suppose now want to add num1 and text. So let's say if I say num1 plus text, what happens? It gives me an error because text cannot be added. Error in num, right? Now I can also have multiple variables. I can do multiple variables. Okay, so in multiple variables, I can say variable 1, some variable names, you can name it as any. Variable 1 is equal to variable 2. Variable 2 is equal to variable 3 is equal to, say, orange. Right? And I save it. So when I say variable 1, it gives me orange. I have saved orange in 3 variables. Okay, I can do that also. And so a variable can have a short name like X and Y. Variable can also have a short name like X and Y, or a more descriptive name like age, car name, total volume, right? So what are the rules in R? A variable name must start with a letter and can be a combination of letters, digits, or period. So you can also say variable 1 dot name is equal to Jyoti. So you can add a dot, you can have 1 as a number, and you can also have alphabets to name. okay, as a variable. And an underscore, if it starts with a period, it cannot be followed by a digit. Then a variable, um, and you can also write underscore. So I can also say var1 underscore name is equal to Jyoti, and it will be saved. So you can have a combination of numbers, dot, underscore, and alphabets to name. A variable name cannot start with a number or underscore, but you cannot have the underscore var1 is equal to Jyoti. You cannot say that because it will give an error. You cannot start it with underscore. You can have an underscore in between. You can also not start it with number. So you can't say one var is equal to Jyoti and again an error. But you can say var1. Okay, variable 1. And variable names are case sensitive. Variable names are case sensitive. So if I say var1 is equal to Jyoti and save it, and I want to know what is var, it won't. Var is some other variable, some other function in R. It's a function. And also you should not name it as a function. So once you start using, you know that this is the name of a function in R. For example, var, small v, is a function, variance, right? So we don't use var small in small letters to save any value. Okay, we come to know when we use it. And a variable name can be changed, and reversed words cannot be used as reserved words. That's what I want. Reserved words like true, false, null, these functions, all these are cannot be used and should not be used, right? So that's about for understanding of variable names in R.